just going to talk very quickly about how to set up Ableton Live to work with the MPE information that it's being sent. There is one thing that I will show you on Relayer, which is this MIDI out, which you can see here is set to go to IAC driver bus 2. Okay, so that's an internal MIDI bus that you can set up in macOS. There are various options on Windows, I believe. So what you need to do is to come into Live, go to Settings, and if we look in the MIDI section here, we can see that IAC driver bus 2 has been set to MPE mode. Okay, that's the first essential step. The next thing is that if you're using a VST plugin, of which there are many. In fact, let me just show you some of the options that we have with MPE compatible synths. So most of the synths that come with Ableton Live Suite, such as analog, collision, drift, electric, sampler, tension and wavetable, are MPE by default. Most of Arturia's, or say a large proportion of Arturia's V collection of synths are also MPE compatible. These are all listed here, including the lovely CS80, which is a really lovely soft synth. Of course, Piano Tech 8 is also compatible for this purpose. And Surge XT is another option, which is a free synth, is also MPE compatible. Now, if you're using a VST version within Ableton Live, such as the Arturia synths, here we've got the CS80, first thing you need to ensure is that MPE mode is actually enabled. You can see here, enable MPE mode. The default MPE channel settings will be fine. And generally speaking, the default with almost all MPE synths is to have what's called the lower zone, or MIDI channel 1 is the controller channel. It's just a different way of saying the same thing. Channels 2 to 16 are then available for polyphonic expression. The other thing you need to do is when you go to the synth, these Arturia synths at least, you need to ensure that enable MPE is also ticked. One slight quirk I've found with the Arturia synths is that if you close down an Ableton session and then reopen it, you need to go back into the synth. And even though MPE will be enabled, you need to turn it off and then turn it on again. That's only with the Arturia synths that I found that to be an issue. With the built-in Ableton Live synths, which are MPE compatible, some of them say MPE at the top, some of them don't. So, for example, you can see that the electric piano, electric synth it says MPE. This one is also MPE compatible, but it doesn't say MPE. Generally speaking, with these, you have to find a sort of a global section and then set the note to pitch bend range to 48 semitones, which once again is standard. So look at the electric piano, see note pitch bend range is 48 semitones. Same with the Arturia synth. Once again, open that up, and we can see we've got this pitch bend range here, which needs to be 48. For Piano Tech, if you go to Options and within the MIDI section, you can see that they've got a pitch bend range here. You need to actually enter minus 4,800 because this is in cents, not semitones, and plus 4,800. Okay, so with all of these, you could choose a different value for the overall pitch bend range. But you just need to make sure then that Relayer knows what that value is and it corresponds to this value here. But 48 semitones is basically the default, and it works pretty well because it means you can do sort of dynamic tuning changes over quite a broad range. But it's also got sufficient precision for very accurate tunings.